I wanted that to catch it in there. Good. Still getting them. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Jedi Academy. I am Jedi Master Tuck. As always, I have Mr. Padawan Frito with me. And
Uh-oh.
tonight we have two special guests that have been on for the last few episodes, I think, actually, or most of the episodes this
Yeah.
season for Ahsoka. It's Marie and Tamika. But welcome, guys, back.
Hey.
Talk about this crazy finale of Ahsoka.
Oh boy.
Yes. I'm so glad we are finishing this off with you two because you guys have basically been here for just about every episode.
I think so. Yeah, I think.
Yeah. What's the prize? What do we get?
You get the golden ticket to come on any show you want.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's right.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thank you.
The everlasting gobstopper is yours if you can
Yes,
find it.
exactly.
Okay, my check's in the mail. Got it. Gotta be looking for it.
Exactly. It'll be there in 10 to 15 business days.
Oh, can't wait that long. Apple juice.
Mail.
But
But yeah,
yes.
guys. I mean, we kind of jumped right into this, right? So first real scene is, wait, what is the first scene again? Is it Ezra and Sabine,
The very first scene of them is.
or was it the Night Sister, the Elsbeth?
I think it was Elsbeth getting her. Isn't it her kind of?
Is that the actual first scene? I
promotion?
can't remember. Yeah. Yeah, because she gets the blade. She gets that blade. I am not familiar with.
Her
So
job promotion.
Yeah.
I said the blade of
I say
Talzin.
promotion just because of what happens to her later on. I'm like, I don't know.
kind of wasted her, in my opinion. Honestly,
Yeah. What was
Kinda
that
wasted her in the
blade
end.
featured in Clone Wars? Because I haven't finished.
If it
Not
was, I don't
that
remember.
I
I'll be honest.
remember.
Yeah, I don't remember.
No, yeah,
So.
that blade. I have no idea of that blade.
I mean, I've
they-
seen kind of blades like that before, but
Mhm.
I don't know if it's one of those or if it's a new one. I didn't hear the name. Honestly, I don't know what the name of it was either. So I didn't
They
catch
they
that.
said the blade of Talzin.
Talzin. Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't
So
ring
Mother
a bell.
Talzin.
Right.
Hmm.
That must be something like on their world. That has to be like ancient, probably.
Mhm.
That I would assume.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
will
so
say
that's
one
how
thing
it starts
interesting about
off.
this episode before we actually get into the episode itself. I noticed at the end that Filoni did not direct this one.
Oh.
No, he didn't. Okay.
And being the last episode of Ahsoka, I just kind of assumed it would have been him, but apparently it wasn't. It was Fukuyama, isn't that his name? He was the director of this one. So, and nothing against him for the episode or anything. I just was surprised it wasn't Filoni. So,
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
but anyway, yeah, go ahead. We can get
That's
back into it.
interesting.
Well, no. I'm just saying. I'm still just trying to figure out the significance of this. What's it called, blade? And I'm trying to look into
I'm not
it right
sure.
now.
Mm.
But I mean,
Look, it held its own against lightsabers, so
Yeah.
And I mean, and that's kind of why I wish we would know a bit more about it, because if it's holding its own against the lightsaber, it's pretty damn powerful. Like, it's either
Yeah.
made out of Beskar or it's got some pretty crazy magic imbued with it.
Yeah.
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 And for something that powerful to just like kind of pop up is a bit just strange in my
Mhm.
opinion.
Mhm.
So I hope
Yeah.
that there's some kind of work in here.
So are we assuming then that these Night Sisters are not from Dathomir? Like,
Well, because I think the story is that where they're at now
was the original?
was where they came from. So yes,
Right.
the Night Sisters we know are from Dathomir, but
Yeah.
they were originally from this place. I think. Again, don't hold me to
Right.
I'm not
Right.
100%, but I think that's how they're explaining it, is because when she gets back there, doesn't she say something about we're finally back here, or finally home, or something weird?
Huh.
Like,
Yeah.
so
I just so then y'all think that Talzin is a name that goes much more ancient than Mother Talzin?
Hmm.
I don't know. That's the thing. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it would make sense. It would be with her though. You know,
Yeah.
it would be linked to her in some way or named after her. So yeah, I mean, you would think.
Yeah.
Because I mean, she was pretty powerful. Like
Sure.
she came back to life a couple times. Like she didn't.
So okay, so she actually, so the blade was actually in Clone Wars.
Oh,
Okay. Again,
Mother
like I said, it probably
Talzin-
was. I don't remember it, but yeah.
Yeah, that same. I hadn't.
Right.
That's
It's
why I'm
been
looking
so
into it.
long, man. I
Mother
haven't watched Clone
Talzin
Wars in forever. Yeah.
used it when she was fighting. What's his name? Mace Windu with the sword.
oh,
Okay.
The one
Okay.
with Jar Jar.
Yes, when they were doing
Yeah.
the ritual on the moon, and
Yeah.
Jar Jar Binks basically saves the day on that one.
Huh. Okay. I mean, look, again, I like it. I love
Nice.
that they're doing that. Yeah. I mean, if that's what he's doing, then yeah, absolutely.
So is it
That's
kind of
actually
like
nice.
a warrior sword that was given
Mother
to
Talzin is
Morgan?
Mother Talzin is kind of like, I mean, one of the strongest Dathomir witches to like exist,
Yeah.
correct?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we see her a few times in Clone Wars, or reference to her at least in Clone Wars, right?
Yes.
Yeah, she's pretty powerful. She's definitely one of the bigger known names in the Night Sisters, I would say, because the rest of them,
Yeah.
you have like the Seventh Sister and stuff like that. They're kind of like the what are they called now? God damn, I'm blanking on the ones that work for Vader.
Mm.
Oh,
The
the
Inquisitors?
Inquisitors.
The
Inquisitors.
Inquisitors.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like the seventh brother, seventh sister. They're kind of like
Yeah.
that too, right?
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Or at least when we meet them in Clone Wars, they are. It's like
Mhm.
the ninth sister and the third. There's
Yeah.
there's a bunch of them. Yeah.
Yeah. What are you talking about?
So one
okay.
last thing before we move on.
Sure.
We'll come back to it later, but like I feel like this scene is a bit meaningless.
Well, she gets the markings in this scene, which is pretty fun. I mean, I thought that was pretty meaningful because she kind of
Yes.
elevated to the next level of the Night Sisters or the yeah.
Sure, that's beautiful.
So the whole interaction between them was awkward. Like it was like jazz hands. And it was like something happened, and then she gets markings on her face, and then they're like, "Oh, I don't know." It's just the way that the actors portrayed it. It was awkward to me. I
Yeah.
couldn't really get it.
I don't like the one. The one really
Marie, what do you have to
annoys
say?
me.
So
Go ahead.
as that scene ended, I said that was so fucking badass.
Yes.
Like I
Okay.
loved
Yeah.
it. I thought it was
And it was.
incredible.
I don't disagree, but I think like the scenes later on and what has happened, what at least is portrayed to happen to Elsbeth's character.
But they
Yeah, but
had to
I think
elevate
that's
her.
again that's Thrawn just being like you're even you are like you're useless to me. Not useless, but you're just another pawn in this chess game that I'm playing, and I'm the king, and I'm not getting touched. You can get killed, but I'm not getting killed.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about
You
that
know what I
when we
mean?
get
Like
to
that's,
it.
Yeah.
that's
a
how
bit
he's
of a
playing her in that
frustration.
moment. Because
Yeah.
I don't think for 1 second they made her that powerful just to get killed by Ahsoka. That was just something that happened to come up. They're like, they're here. It's too late. Now you can't come with us. Like we just gave you this power, but now we need you to use it and sacrifice yourself. Like that's kind of how I took the change at the end, more than just like they gave it to her just to be like a person in the way.
Maybe
That's obviously what it is, but
Thrawn is orchestrating all of that too. I mean, I'm surprised he's involved in all the rituals, to be honest, because they're so sacred, and he's there like he's the fourth sister, looking at it all.
That's the one thing that I'm kind of. I actually think I don't know if I got to watch it again because I feel like Thrawn is reacting way too much. Thrawn is known as a calculator. Like he is known to be 100 steps ahead of everybody at every moment. And it does sometimes feel like, oh, well, that happened. So not that he doesn't have the move to do there, but it does sometimes feel like he's not that he's more reacting and not just being like, okay, this is the next step in the plan. I don't know, but again, I might have to rewatch it because I just it's just I've literally read both trilogies of Thrawn or listened to both trilogies of Thrawn. I love the character. He's just so calculating, and for him to be equal with Ahsoka is kind of weird. It's kind of weird. It's
Yeah.
not Obi-Wan. It's not Mace. It's not
He
Yoda.
got beat by a kid.
Yeah, fair. Fair. No, you're absolutely right.
Fair.
I mean, I get it. I get it.
And does he not have anybody in that hangar where Ezra is when he's just standing there? Like I know there was 2 people just that they killed, but nobody else was in that hangar that caught him. You're muted.
Yeah, you're muted, Jason.
You're muted, Jason.
The answer to the call was good enough. Like,
I know.
come on, you
I
mean
know.
that? You mean when that guy doesn't show up for roll call later, they're not going to be like,
Oh,
something,
funny.
Jeff.
Okay, but now we do get a scene. The next scene, I think, might be my favorite scene in this last episode. Ezra building his lightsaber again, or rebuilding
Yeah.
a new lightsaber, whatever, however you want to say it. And just the conversation again. Hugh Yang steals the episode again with his little nuggets and his little lines here and there of just. He's like, "How old are you?" I've been around. I know more. Like I know way more than you. Or he says something specific, like I know something about masters. I can't remember the
Something
word.
like that. And Caleb.
That they're complicated. That masters
Yeah.
and apprentices have something like a complicated relationship or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I like when Ezra finds out that he helped Kanan build his lightsaber because he's like, my master taught me how to build a lightsaber. He's like, yeah, I taught him.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, I showed him how to build a light.
Yeah.
And he does say Caleb, right?
Yeah, he does.
Yes, he
I
says
thought so. He only said it once, I think,
Mhm.
but it did sound like he said Caleb, and I was like, okay, good, because I didn't want them to like gloss over that and totally ignore that thread, and I was like, please don't
Well,
do
I
that,
think Hugh
and they
Yang said
almost
Caleb.
did.
Yeah.
I think Hugh Yang said Caleb, but Ezra said
Kanan.
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 Yeah.
Mhm.
But he immediately knew. I think he knew. I mean, he would know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would make sense, especially through Ahsoka. Ahsoka would have somehow got that knowledge, I would assume, to him. So
Yeah. And I like Hugh Yang's insight into Ahsoka and Sabine. Like she's afraid to continue with Sabine because she doesn't want her to end up like Anakin.
true. Yeah, I mean, this is the famous. I've seen this before. I mean,
Mhm.
that's what this is. I mean, that comes up a few times in Star Wars, and this is Ahsoka's version of it. Is well, actually, she says it about Yoda, or Grogu, I should say.
Yeah.
She also notices it then. She's like, "Yeah, no, his attachment to you is too. I can't. I've
Mhm.
seen what can happen."
Mhm.
So, yeah, we definitely get that moment. The one thing I am a little surprised about is there wasn't a training moment. I really wanted kind of both of them to just be like on Sabine, like kind of Ahsoka being the tough one again, and then Ezra kind of being like after Ahsoka like walks away, Ezra just being like, no, like calm down, relax, because we get to a scene later that I think is not earned.
Mm.
And I love it. I love seeing it because it's awesome. But I don't know if she's got there yet. And I mean, we can talk about it, where she grabs a lightsaber. I don't feel like she's done. Like even the cup, if that cup would have moved on the table, something else happened. I think it would have been more realistic. But I don't know. I think that is like even Luke when he does it in the cave in Hoth, like he's been training for a while. He's got a lot of time under his belt. I don't know.
It did show several times though where she tried. Like,
Yes.
no, nothing was successful before, but she certainly tried multiple times that we saw.
Oh yeah, no, not faulting her for not trying. No, definitely, yeah, no, she's been trying. Yeah, I agree with that, and I'm sure she's been doing it. I guarantee she's doing what every 5-year-old did as a kid after they watched Star Wars. She's sitting somewhere at night and somewhere alone trying to move shit with her mind. Every kid does it.
Yeah.
I still freaking do this when I freaking walk into like the doors that open up. I still do.
Yeah.
I'm a 5-year-old. But yeah, she's absolutely been trying. I wouldn't disagree with that. I just kind of wanted to see it. I just wanted to see even like her like tip something or move something just a little bit first.
Because up until later on in the episode, which we'll get to obviously that, but up until then, we don't see any other force used from her that we, like I said, that we've seen on screen or that we can tell.
Yeah. But okay, so they send the TIE fighters out. They kind of take out the main ship, her main ship, Ahsoka's main ship, and the little turtle things. So they just book it to the temple. They get rained down upon, and they make it through. Which in that moment, I will admit, maybe she helps open that gate. I don't know. I still think Ezra and Ahsoka probably did most of that work. I can't imagine.
Yeah, I don't know that. That was another one where, because like obviously, like I said again, up until this point we haven't seen anything, so I'm just like, oh, that's so adorable. Even in these moments, Ahsoka's trying to give her pep talks and like, come on, help us, you can do it.
But that's actually the part I did love about that scene, was that Ahsoka's even maybe not even believing that she can help at all is like, help. You know, like she's still at least saying, no, you should try. So I do love that moment for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to say two things.
Sure.
One, how cool was that when Sabine flew through those TIE fighters and knocked their wings off?
Yes.
That was dope.
Yes.
That was pretty awesome.
Without a doubt.
And I love how it ended with her crashing and she's just walking out like, whatever. It's like, it was so great.
Oh, she knew it was happening. She planned it.
Yeah. And then the second thing, in relation to what you're saying, when Sabine walks out onto the wing of Ahsoka's ship, and they have that conversation about, oh, you knew it happened. And Ahsoka's like, one thing that Anakin did right is he was always there for me.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, I will always be there for you. No matter what, I will always be by your side. And I think maybe that opened her up and made her more receptive to her actually having abilities.
I'm glad you brought that up because that conversation specifically, I agree with you, was probably one of the most like just again heartwarming moments we get with these characters, because we love these characters and now we're getting just that moment, because I fully expected Ahsoka to be like, you messed up, and she didn't. She was like, you messed up, but I understand and I got your back.
Yeah.
Like, you know, she's not really saying she messed up. She's just saying, yeah, but I kind of understand. Like I'm not even mad, because I mean, she does say to Hugh Yang earlier, you know, I didn't train her enough to make the right decision.
Mm-hmm.
But she says to her when she first comes out, she says, so the gamble paid off. So to me, that means Ahsoka's almost kind of saying, it could have went either way, and you made your decision. Like, I think you should have done this, but you made your decision and it worked. So I can't really complain as much as I would want to, I guess. You know what I mean?
Right.
And she's just kind of saying, I got your back. Like, I know why you did it. We're good. And I appreciate that, because that Ahsoka in the earlier episodes was a little harsh on her, and she needed to be, you know, and I think she needed this moment with Sabine, just kind of saying, you know, no, I'm with you. Even when I'm angry with you, I'm with you. You know, because I mean, we saw Anakin scream at Ahsoka in the Clone Wars, but you never doubted that he was like not with her or by her side. So yeah, I agree with that. I do like that moment. It's a great moment. And anytime she talks about Anakin, it's just so rough. It's so rough. It's so real. Yeah, that was a great conversation though. Tamika, anything on that?
Besides her, like elbowing Hugh Yang in the back when she got in the ship, and he's looking like, "What the fuck?" you know. But yeah, like you guys were talking about, just the yeah, I was like, did anybody see that? That was weird.
Mhm.
But it was a mistake, of course. But yeah, I agree with what you guys were saying. Just the full circle moment between Ahsoka and Sabine, just that connectiveness they're having now and getting close as master and apprentice. It's really beautiful to see.
Yeah, yeah. No, it is. And it's because I don't think we're ever going to see it again.
Oh no.
Sucks so bad. But so then we cut back up to Thrawn and the Night Sisters, and well, really Thrawn just kind of having a conversation. First he sends the troopers out after him, but they get in. So I guess those are the same ones he sent, right? I would assume the ones that meet them in the bottom of the temple. Because remember, right before that, when he says to them, "We detect two things coming in," before they start running towards the gate, he sent out after the TIE fighters got taken down. He sent out a battalion to take them out.
Oh, on the ground,
right? So I'm thinking those were the same ones that met them in the temple, because it was like right after that they were.
Yeah, I think so.
Basically. Yeah,
yeah.
So I'm going to assume that at least, because they didn't get attacked from behind. But yeah, he sends them out, and then when they get inside the temple, that's when we get the scene with him kind of talking to, is it one of the Night Sisters or a clone? I don't know if it was a Night Sister or a Stormtrooper, but he's talking to somebody, and then he looks at her and he's like, "Well, now it's time basically for you to sacrifice yourself. You got to go hold them off. They're already inside the temple. We got to go. You can't come with us." So she gets sent down there. But we get that scene obviously with them three. I mean, look, them three standing there with their lightsabers all lit up, and then the pan around to what's in front of them is just one of the craziest and most insane shots. I love it. Anytime we get shots like that, that's what I live for in Star Wars, man. Just Sabine and Ahsoka in the middle and Ezra on the other. Oh, that's so awesome.
Oh yeah.
But them taking out these stormtroopers or whatever Death Troopers is one. It's a great fighting scene because we actually see some stuff happen.
Oh, yeah. Like I love the tactics, like they say, draw them out and everything like that, and then this leads into us finally seeing what we've all kind of thought this entire season, and they all get reanimated and come right back to life. In those hallways, and now they're fighting.
Now we know what the cargo he was waiting for.
Yes. They are coffins.
Troopers. Yeah, it's just dead people. And they're taking them back to Dathomir so they can revive them all.
Yep.
That's what's happening. If that's not the first episode of next season or whatever they decide to show it, I don't know. I think it's going to be insane.
Yeah.
I thought too when they were reanimated, it sounded like the score of Beetlejuice. That violin key, and then I was like, oh my god, yeah. But that's in the comics too, right? These stormtroopers becoming zombies.
There's a book.
There's a book
that's Legends that was about zombie stormtroopers, I'm pretty sure. Or zombie clone troopers or something like that.
But we've seen the Night Sisters resurrect different people.
Oh yeah, no, the Night Sisters resurrect people. Yeah. But like zombie troopers was, I'm pretty sure that was a book.
Okay. It was like a what if or something, or like it was some. Yeah, I think you're right. It was some kind of. It was some kind of like that. It was. I think it was called Death Troopers. Actually,
it's called Death Troopers. Okay. Yeah.
That makes
sense. Here's the cover.
Oh,
that's cool.
Troopers.
Yeah,
I might have to get that on Audible when I get my next credit.
Well, it was interesting seeing them and then yelling at the screen like, "Go for the headshot!" And then they're like, what do we do? They keep
Oh, I
coming.
wanted that so bad. When they started reanimating, I wanted Ahsoka to just be like, go for the head.
Yeah.
So
Time.
bad.
No, the head.
Like,
Double
I wanted-
down. Did you not see the movie?
But in this scene, one of my favorite before they kill him the first time, one of my favorite lines is Ahsoka yelling to Sabine, basically switch to blasters.
Yeah.
Like she's like, put the lightsaber away.
Yeah.
It was just so funny
switch
'cause
to blasters.
Yeah,
A
you
little bit
suck.
before.
Put it down.
it was a little
That was
bit
a great
before
moment.
she was like, "Oh yeah, I'm getting better with my lightsaber.
No.
Get those blasters out. Come
Yeah,
on."
get those out.
I'll be honest. Look, I would like to see a Force user with blasters instead of a lightsaber.
I just want to see both. Like, pew, pew, pew. Yeah.
Like we
That was amazing.
obviously,
I'm
people,
sorry.
people do, or we've seen Force users use laser, or laser,
Blast.
I can't even say it now.
I wanna
Laser guns, but I would like to see like a bounty hunter, like
Well, I
Not
can
Jedi,
also
but just Force
imagine
user.
her. I can imagine her using like a blade almost as long as Ahsoka's
Yeah.
for a one-hander,
Mm.
and then just have the like Tamika is saying, and have
Yeah.
the blaster in the other hand.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. I want to see that.
Yeah. That would be fun. Yeah, but again, another just insane fight scene we get, and then them being chased up the stairs and
By the
trying to figure out.
reanimated ones, yep.
Yeah, holy crap! And I love that they had the green eyes,
Yeah.
because we always see that, and I love that little touch. I mean, not that he would miss it, but yeah, just really cool to see that. And then we get up, so they block them off. They figure out they have to block them off because they can't kill them. And they get up to the next level where they get through the first door, so they have to block off the next door. Oh, the other scene actually we did miss is that little hallway where they come out of the hallway, and she has to grab Ezra and save him. Again,
Yes,
just another cool
yeah.
little scene.
Yeah,
with
yeah,
them
And
yeah.
two.
Ezra kind of makes a point of saying like, "Oh wow," because she uses her lightsaber on that one, and like
Mhm.
Ah,
Yes.
okay. Yes.
pretty close call in my opinion.
Yes.
And he says you've been practicing, so yeah, it's fun.
And there was one moment, I don't remember where exactly it was in all of that, but there
Okay.
was one moment where Sabine was whipping that lightsaber around and like deflecting butt blaster bolts, and I was like,
At first
dang!
at first she was going right along with them.
Yeah.
It was insane.
Yeah.
At
she
first,
was-
all three of them were just blocking everything. They were just. I was like, oh.
yeah,
That was
she
actually
is-
one thing I was a little surprised about, that she could keep up with them two doing that, because
she
that's
is
not just.
distracted sometimes. So that's why she
No.
kind of like, oh no, let me use the blaster.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you put blasters in her hands, it's way more lethal
Well,
right now.
also,
than
I
her
think
with
it
saber. Way
So like,
more
okay,
lethal.
I think that was also, there was two reasons I think Ahsoka said that.
Mm-hmm.
One was for the like, all right, you're starting to get, I hear Beskar getting hit, so maybe
Yeah.
you should start using
Uh.
something else. But also, like, you got to think, Ezra and her, they're deflecting shots, like they're not all hitting someone
Right.
exactly. Like, they don't have anyone that's really on the offense. So if you've got now Ahsoka with two lightsabers and Ezra with his just blocking, and she's now on the offensive, you got a better chance of like starting to thin the herd.
Sure.
That makes
That's
sense.
true. That's true.
Yeah. Oh, I think it's definitely both. Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's
So
definitely.
like I said, I think it's like tactically, and also like, hey, I hear that Beskar.
Well,
getting
not even that,
total
but you
blast.
see her. She immediately goes from like this side of Ahsoka to in between them, behind
Yeah.
shooting. So
And
yeah, she's definitely
She
taking
does
tactical
continue
advantage.
to move back and forth in that whole fight
Right.
scene.
Yep. No, I completely agree with you on that. Definitely tactical, for sure. But yeah,
Okay,
so
so we go into this next scene, which I just have
Yeah.
a question. Like, this just scene just boggles me.
okay,
So we go into the
Uh-oh.
room with Elizabeth, and she has the sword and she's ready to fight, and she's just by herself. Like, there's no one else, no other troopers. Like, all of them are stuck downstairs. You're telling me? No
Well,
one
the
was left
door.
with
They're in
her?
the ship.
Yeah, but like no one was left with her, and she just lets Ezra and Sabine go behind her while she deals with Ahsoka.
No, I think they were left with her. Like they were because they know they can reanimate them. So it doesn't matter. Like every time they die, they just get right back up now.
Well,
Yeah,
for sure.
there were others too. So I don't think she was worried about Ezra and Sabine.
There were some that they come through
Yeah.
later, and they go through her like water, and she just like stands there while they're kind of going in front of her. I forget when that was, but I remember that.
Well, what happened was that so Sabine and Ezra go up top, and when they're fighting, they get through that second door, and they surround Ahsoka too, and Ahsoka has to get out of that room.
Okay.
And then, like you said, they kind of like she's going up the stairs to where Sabine and Ezra
My
are,
whole thing, I was just saying,
and
like,
they're walking towards her.
why would yes, they're reanimated above them. Like, why wouldn't you just have someone like slowing them down so they didn't get to the very top of this thing? That was my whole thing. I'm like,
Yeah.
like you didn't. That was the main thing, is you didn't want them to get to the top of this, tower to get to the ship, and yet you just leave. You just let
doesn't
those
want to
two
leave
go by
another
them.
plot hole with Ahsoka being alive and available during episode 7, 8, and 9. That's what he's doing. He is
Yeah.
getting Ahsoka out of the way so nobody can say, why wasn't she there? That's what he's doing.
But I also know Sabine and Ezra, when they did get to the top, they had those zombie troopers waiting for them. So maybe that's why she wasn't too worried. She was like, "Oh,
Those
that's
were like
true.
super death troopers. Yeah,
They were for real death troopers, like
Yeah.
Rogue One death troopers.
Yeah, those were
okay.
like super
Wow.
ones. Yeah, those dudes were crazy.
Yeah.
And when she bust the mask of that one,
And they were like,
Yeah,
"Ah,"
you saw
like,
that.
oh,
Yeah.
like, oh my
monster
God.
zombie.
Yeah.
I was like, oh
What
my
is going on?
God.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
She
But I
would've
will
got
say,
it. She would've
I
been
very
the same.
much did enjoy the fight scene. Like the fight scene between her, Ahsoka, and Elsbeth were absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it was just too quick for me.
It
was
Like,
like,
over too
I
quick.
thought it was
Yeah.
perfect.
But that's the problem, though. They had already set up the countdown for this episode, so we knew everything. There was no time. Like it's like she says in the last episode when she fights Balin. She's like, I don't have time for this. Like that's kind of how this episode was. Is nobody has time for anything. Everybody just has to keep moving and keep going and keep like it was sort of like that mad dash to the end.
Yeah,
So-
it was kind of like Obi-Wan and oh my God. You know what I'm talking
Vader?
about. No, oh my God. I can't remember his name.
Darth Maul.
Yes, Maul. It was kind of
Oh.
like Obi-Wan and Maul. It was like
Yeah.
zip. That's it. And I'm like, oh, okay.
I thought it lasted longer than that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, the fight was longer.
I mean,
than
I
that,
get it.
but
I get what you're
it's just-
saying.
yeah,
I guess I like the
really
drawn
wise,
out battles, but that's my preference. And if it was gonna be like that, I'm like, well, you might as well fall in her arms. And she was like, oh, you're gonna avenge me? Might as well do the whole Maul and Obi-Wan thing.
So, yeah, I don't know.
I do
I
want to
think it was-
say
Because because I think it was a good fight scene.
Yes, it was.
I agree. It could have been longer, but I also I think we all agree we understand what they were doing. Like, I said, with the
totally.
timing and of everything.
So,
But
yeah, I mean, again, we don't know, but I think so.
we all, I think, besides maybe what 2 fight scenes, like they've never really truly dragged them out like we really want them to. Like, we all very much want a very extended, long, drawn out, like samurai fight going back and forth. But we very rarely get that too much. We get nice showdowns. We get a nice, quick, like maybe 5-minute tops thing going back and forth. But never have we really gotten a full on, I think. Am I wrong? Besides the Anakin and Obi-Wan fight scene that goes on for like fucking 15 minutes, 20 minutes in the end. Like,
well, was their fight in the Mandalorian longer? Because this is kind of their rematch, isn't it?
Who?
Yeah.
What?
Um,
fight?
Elspeth and
Oh.
Ahsoka.
Morgan and Ahsoka.
A little bit, but she pretty easily handles her because she's just got she doesn't really stand a chance against Ahsoka at that point.
Mm.
She's not as powerful
It
yet.
definitely shows the power increase she had even
Oh,
fighting
yeah.
her this
Yeah,
time.
just totally.
Yeah.
You can tell
Ahsoka
the
kind of
difference.
toys with her in the first battle or the first fight a little more, where this
Yeah.
one she has to take her seriously.
Yeah.
But see,
I think
this felt more like, and I don't mean this in a bad way, it felt more like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, like martial arts style fighting more than like samurai style fighting, if you know what I mean. Because there's a lot of quick she was doing. If you notice, she can. I mean, I'm so mad I can't remember her name, but the one who plays Morgan Elsbeth, she's like a legitimate martial artist.
Oh.
Isn't she the
Yeah, because she was doing a lot of like,
in some
spin
relation to
moves and
Bruce
stuff.
Lee or something?
Huh?
Is she some relation to Bruce Lee?
Oh, I don't think
I
so.
thought I read
I don't-
that somewhere.
No, I just think she's pretty. She knows martial arts pretty well.
I just did think it was
'Cause I've
just
seen her in other things that she's done. Some,
it was wild the way she did hold the blade and just like wield. Yes.
The like
Oh, she knows what
kind of
she's
like-
doing. Yeah.
I
I'm-
loved
yeah.
that. I thought that
No,
was so
I thought it was really nice and it was a cool style.
Yeah.
Because obviously you can't do that with a lightsaber.
That's more. Yeah,
Nope.
that's more like
Nope.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Like, that's what that style was to
Hey,
me.
that Ahsoka.
That you can't touch your blade.
Yeah, and she's like, and she was like, take
I'll be
this.
honest though,
Mm.
when she first did it, I was like, "Oh shit, you're gonna burn yourself," and then I realized, like, duh, like obviously,
It's magic fire.
It's like it's
I
an
know.
actual saber.
yeah, I was like, I know. I'm just
Yeah.
like, wait, you're gonna burn. Like, no, never
It
mind.
was like that guy in Game of Thrones when he ignited the flaming sword. I just had to bring Game of Thrones in this. I know.
I love
But
it.
yeah, so we get that cool scene with them fighting that, or her fighting Elsbeth, and then them fighting the zombie troopers, the super death troopers.
Yes.
What we call them at this point.
Oh,
Yeah.
so first off, I just want to say I really, really loved the fight between Ahsoka and Morgan Elspeth. I
Mhm.
thought it was beautiful. It was intense, and you could tell like the power that she had gained, that Morgan Elspeth had gained from all that, like you said. But I also wanted to say, Thrawn says very clearly to her, no apprentice of Anakin Skywalker will live.
Hmm.
And so when he says that, he's telling her, go kill Ahsoka.
Yep.
He's not saying, watch out for Ezra and Sabine. He's saying your job is to go after Ahsoka.
Yep. I agree.
So I
100%.
think that is part of why she may have let them go.
Makes sense.
Oh, I had no problem with her
So-
letting them go. I thought that made sense. Yeah, she was focused on Ahsoka for sure. I didn't. Yeah, that didn't bother me at all. I don't.
Well, guess
Also-
what, Don? That explanation was for me and not you.
Oh.
Okay, fair enough. I'm sorry. I was just saying. I thought it made sense because they're just like kind of walking around her, like, is she gonna attack us? And she's just like,
Is she not?
Yeah.
Okay, let's get out of here.
right here. She's like, I'm right here with you.
So,
She didn't even look at
Piggyback
them.
off of Marie too. When Thrawn says for the Empire, when he's
Yeah.
basically saying goodbye to Morgan, she says for Dothamir. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, you can see there's two different agendas going on there.
Mm.
Oh, for sure.
Like
Which I will say,
yeah, it
when I
seems
heard
like
that-
the Night Sisters aren't with Thrawn, but
that's what I was gonna say.
Mhm.
I think. Do we think that? Like, do we think that they're maybe have an alternate agenda possibly once they
I
get
think he's made a lot
Yeah.
of promises. I think he's made a lot of promises. Is what I think.
Definitely, yeah.
To get them to leave their like home after all this time, I don't know. I think he's made some promises, or he's said some things where they're expecting some outcomes.
Yeah, they're more, but they're also more powerful than he is.
Oh, they
But
could destroy him.
strategically, he has the resources they need.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I also don't think you meet Thrawn and not realize who he like what he's capable of. Like, I mean, literally, the Emperor meets him like once and is like, "Oh yeah, I need you in my army." Like literally, he's like, "Oh yeah, no, you're good. You're now my next." Like he was like a cadet still, or just out of training, and he meets the Emperor, and the Emperor's literally like, "Okay, now you're an admiral. Like you're
Yeah.
the next day." So
It
yeah.
was pretty
And
quick
it's
elevation.
big only because Thrawn is not a human, and in the Empire under the Emperor, the Empire is supposed to be like Nazi Germany, so it was like only humans are allowed. That's it. No other races are allowed. So Thrawn getting to that position really does say something about who he is as a person and what and how formidable he is.
Yeah.
Because he has literally the person that doesn't like other races is literally saying, "No, this dude though is awesome. Like I need him." So yeah, it's a big thing.
Okay, I need to read those books anyway.
They're good.
Okay.
Yeah,
they're really good. And one more thing.
Okay,
quick
absolutely.
thing. So the Death Troopers, the like Rogue One style Death Troopers, they even had the garbled comm. Like it was perfect because Rogue One is my favorite Star Wars movie. So I was like, oh my God. So I was really excited. And then Death Troopers supposedly are superhuman, like with various, I don't know, surgeries, treatments, whatever, to make them superhuman. So I wonder if that's why when they got reanimated, they were all like weird monster zombies.
Definitely possible, yeah.
So
definitely possible. Yeah, because when they were you know, in the beginning stages of the cloning stuff, when they're looking into that, they definitely experimented with, like you said, like strength enhancers, you know, that kind of stuff. So yeah, that definitely happened. So yeah, absolutely. It makes sense. It'd be right around that time because Rogue One is right before Episode 4, so that would be towards the end of the Empire. But Thrawn's already around by that point. We know that.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
So him having his own,
I see what you're
vision
saying,
of them wouldn't be out of the, that would make total sense.
Especially since they're only used with high level people. Right. So him having some would make sense. Yeah, exactly.
Yep. Absolutely makes sense. So yeah, so we get that fight, which is another pretty good fight. I didn't mind it. I still think Ezra is a little weak. Yes. But again, he's out of practice. He hasn't been fighting. So it's not like it doesn't make sense. I just think he's a little weaker than I thought he would be.
Yes, relying too much on the Force.
Well, not even that. I just,
the Force pushes.
One of those troopers against a lightsaber would not be that. Like, he would easily be able to take, once he figured it out, he'd be able to cut them in half or cut the head off which he finally does, but that would be pretty quick. So, because Ezra, the one thing Ezra has always had is the instinct of a Jedi, or like he has really great instincts.
So I think there's like a common theme even between Ezra and Thrawn.
Mm-hmm.
They're extremely rusty.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's just like a reoccurring theme between and I just kind of like put this together. Like it's just they kind of in little ways demonstrate like they're not on their A game, or they're maybe a bit their finger isn't on the pulse of where it needs to be fully, and they're just not where they're supposed to be or should be from where we've last seen them. And I mean, it's kind of been because their growth has been stunted. I get, you know what I mean? Like they, as much information as Thrawn has had, he still really has no information. He hasn't been able to have the vast resources he's had, when he was Admiral of the Empire.
Well, Thrawn has definitely had a few Reese's and Milky Ways in between. I'm not talking crap about Matt Nicholson. I'm not talking about time. I'm just saying he is not the thin Thrawn we're used
No,
to.
he is war torn.
Yeah, no, he's definitely
He's
been.
had a few hamburgers or
And
cheeseburgers.
he's
So
I
it's
wonder
been
why
going
those
through
troopers
depression,
all died
okay?
and why you needed
through
a
some
bunch of
depression.
dead people. Is it because you could hoard all the food?
Yeah, he's going through some
Oh,
depression. Okay, he lost.
I'm joking.
Oh my
He just
gosh.
killed
He
everybody and kept all the food and
And,
just
and
reanimated
his
them for him. He just
uniform
threw
is
them back.
tight, but that's okay because he is gonna lose that weight.
Oh my
I
god!
love it. I
Just
love
a
it.
few too many Swiss rolls, you know.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
It's rough.
Oh, no.
Uh,
This thing is funny.
says I have a great way to ration these military rations.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Nobody needs to eat ever again.
no.
Hey,
No,
Night Sisters, can we just kill them and reanimate them?
yeah,
and save
they eat
some time?
themselves. So what do you think gonna happen to all that food?
Oh
It's gonna be
man, that's
spoiled.
great.
It's like
Now
one
I tell you what though, it does make me wonder, and I know that we've established they're not, but I still think some of those marauders or like whatever they are could possibly be people that ran away from the Empire.
It could
Because if
be.
if they saw him doing that kind of stuff, there had to be at least 10 people that were like, yeah, we're not cool with that.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that.
Yeah. And even earlier in the episode, the Night Sisters said that these soldiers consented. So they had a choice
Oh, true.
to be this reanimated creature in case they
Yeah.
died in battle.
I'm sure
That's
they
fair.
made it sound a lot better though.
The bro
I'm
story
sure they
was
were like,
like,
hey guys,
But
you
that
would be able to
Rose
fight
and-
forever.
Empire.
Would you able to be
Everybody's
able to
gonna
fight
have their
forever
own
and
planet.
not die? Oh god. no.
Valhalla for the Empire. Yeah. Got it.
Oh, shit, that's hilarious.
That's hysterical.
So we get the scene now where this one again. Well, we didn't even get to talk about it. I mean, we brought it up earlier, but we didn't talk about the scene with her trying to grab the lightsaber in this fight.
Well, no, that's the
Yeah.
that's part of the
So
scene.
actually,
too.
I kind of want to talk about that
Okay.
because obviously this is Filoni saying, this is my Luke scene from all. Love that part. Don't mind the actual scene and the way it happens. Again, I just wanted to see something else. Like just want her throw a rock at one of them or something. Like anything.
No, I love
First.
that scene. I love that scene. But
Yeah.
to then transition to tell me just because she grabbed that lightsaber,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, just because she grabbed that and now she has all of a sudden the force push to push Ezra like that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't care what Ahsoka has unlocked in her. Does not happen.
Not to mention,
Does
if I'm
not happen.
Ezra, I am not taking that jump.
Hell no.
There is no
Hell
way
no.
you can talk me into taking that jump.
I don't know,
That
he wanted to
jump
go
was
home pretty
insane.
He looked back at her like, "Are you sure?" She's like, "I got you." And I'm like, "No, you don't."
No. You
No, you don't.
just grabbed a lightsaber 2 minutes ago. Please stop
Like,
this.
I
right
love
now.
you, but no, you don't. You can't do that. Yeah, right.
She said, "Look at my eyes. I'm the captain now." And
Yeah.
then she thrust him on.
Again, it's a great scene because this is exactly what we would expect. Like this in Clone Wars, this is perfect. I mean, you
Yeah.
easily see Anakin and Ahsoka doing this with each other, trying to do something crazy like this. But Sabine throwing Ezra, they're neither one of them are powerful enough, in my opinion.
Well, like you said, this whole episode is like a countdown. They're just wrapping everything up. So it's like,
I will say Ezra might be close enough, powerful in the Force. Only because that's
Ezra
all
is
he's
powerful
had.
enough, but
Well, that's what I'm just saying. Like
I don't know,
for him, yes, but Sabine to push him the way she did, I'm sorry, it just wasn't.
believe in
Multiple
his
I will say this
force.
though. Go ahead.
You can believe in yourself all the fuck you want. It's not happening.
That it was literally those seconds after she just
To be the clip.
used the Force for the first time, technically, or at least that we've
Yeah.
seen her use the Force.
Yeah.
So in that context, I can see her maybe just being like, okay, at least I know what I'm doing now. I just got to recreate it. Do you know? Like I can see that being a thing. So it doesn't bother me. I don't know. Again, I just feel like it wasn't as earned as and again, this is just me saying, I just don't think it was earned. Like I said, if we would have saw that cup move, anything in between, I think maybe it would have just filled that gap in a little bit better for me. But it's literally like, boom, she figures out the force, then boom, she's all of a sudden throwing people with the, and like we even see Luke after all the training he had, he could barely move the X-wing out of the swamp one day.
Yeah, that's
And
true.
she is nowhere near that powerful yet. Like, so that's where it just kind of I think is. But again, whatever. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
It's funny
Semantics, am I
because
right?
what you're saying is exactly how I originally felt about Rey. Like exactly how I
Sure.
felt about her.
I
Because
think
I
that's
was
true.
like, how'd you earn that? But now, like, I mean, I'm wearing a freaking Rey shirt. Like, I'm like totally different perspective of her now. But
Yeah.
but now we know she's Palpatine's, relative, whatever. So, but that is, but I understand what you're saying, and I totally get what you're feeling because that's exactly how I felt with Rey, and it bothered the tar out of me. I was like, oh my god, like she did nothing, and all of a sudden she's powerful. Like what?
Yeah.
And so I get it. But I guess because I have majorly softened on Rey, that for some reason it just didn't bother me at all. I don't know. I was like, yeah, go Sabine. I was like, let's do
It's
it.
awesome to see it. Yeah, I'll never disagree with that. It's still awesome to see
Yeah.
it. I still want to see that moment more than anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't get me
But I
wrong.
get what you're saying about like feeling like it. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
not that I don't want to see that because that's absolutely what I wanted. But again, yeah, just that little. But I think you're right though with Rey too. I would still agree that Rey didn't earn a lot of things, even being Palpatine's granddaughter.
No.
I think there's a few things she didn't earn. But again,
No.
We'll save that for another time. We'll save that for another
Anyway.
time.
Yeah, man. Wasted family, but that's fine.
But yeah, so we do get the moment, and then Sabine goes. She's gone. She's gone. Ahsoka is on her own now, fighting.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then we obviously get the moment where Sabine shows up, which I didn't doubt it for a minute, only because of the decision she made and all of that from the other episode. I knew for a fact she was staying. There was no way she was going with
I
that.
kind of had a little bit of doubt because I was like, dang,
Yeah.
they just left her because they wanted to go home.
It looks like she jumped, so it really does look like she
Yeah.
jumped.
Yeah. I thought she did.
And then she's like, nobody's here for you. And then I think Ahsoka doubted too. She's like, yeah, where they went to?
Oh, I think Ahsoka thought she was alone for a moment. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
I was surprised she came back because she wanted to go home and be with Ezra, basically.
I was very
Yeah.
I was very shocked that Ezra didn't go with them. Like, to be very honest, it's like he hasn't seen a familiar face or a friendly face in how many years, and finally you have two show up and they end up getting left behind, and now you are on the enemy's ship, potentially about to get caught any second. Like,
Because he has to get back so they can bring them back.
Yeah, he wanted to go
find
home.
more space whales,
Okay.
and then he's going to get them. That's what's
You
going
know how it is when you
He's
get
gonna
off
ride a
the
space whale through the. He's gonna be on top of it, not even in the mouth, just on top of it. Just ride.
You know, you get off from work, you want to go home. You don't got time to help your coworkers out. You have a project that's got going on. It's like, I'm gonna go home.
That's funny.
As Ezra, he's like, I want to go
That's
home.
too funny.
I ain't got time to help you out with nothing else.
that's fun.
Clocking out.
That is fun. So let's get kind of into this, not the final scene, but the final story.
The final scenes.
Yeah, the final story scene, the actual story wrap up. So They're at Dathomir, well, they leave obviously, and they try to catch him. They can't. So they're at Dathomir. They get to Dathomir, and which we kind of figured, which they don't show it, but it does make sense. Obviously, now he took the troopers, stuff, and he got on it looks like an escape pod or just a tiny ship that was in the bay, and got the hell out of there once they got back to our galaxy. And he goes and sees Hera. We get the great scene. Obviously, have his eyes gotten bluer through the episode? There's literally like beams of light coming out of his eyeballs at one point in this episode. I'm just like, damn those things.
I'm telling you, that man is looking like a messiah out there.
I just saw red eyes. They just seem to be getting redder to me.
Like his eyes.
Ezra.
No, Ezra.
Oh, Ezra.
Oh yeah. Thrawn's. Yeah. No, I'm talking about Ezra, but his eyes are super blue. It was just. I don't know. Maybe they were always that. I just never really thought they were that bright before.
Yeah, he's doing the Moses thing.
I don't know, but so we get that scene with
wife, right, Jason?
With him and Hera reuniting. Obviously, a great scene.
I don't know why they just run to each other.
But I wanted just a moment, like a moment of them just talking. Because we get the moment, which we don't know yet, it's him, where he touches Chopper. And now knowing it's him, it's such a cool thing because that's his buddy. I mean, that's his guy.
You kind of knew it was fucking Ezra when he was walking.
I did, but you don't. You do, but you don't. Yeah, it's one of those moments.
Yeah, because if it's any other Death Trooper, you ballsy right now. You a suicide bomber? Why are you here? Why are you here?
Well, and then when I saw the red on it, I was like, oh, that's the ones that were just withdrawn. So it made sense. But like I said, just for that one moment, because they're all like coming out guns. Like, what are you doing here? So it is just that second of is this a defector? Is it actually Ezra? So, but yeah, him touching Chopper and just kind of being face to face with Hera. Again, a great moment. I mean, it's an emotional moment, but I did want more. I just wanted something more than I'm home. I don't know why, but I just felt like I wanted just a little more.
Run into each other's arms.
I wanted a hug. That's the only thing. If they had hugged, that would have been great.
Yes, I think you're right. No, I think that would have been that would have been perfect.
Hera was like basically his like surrogate mother.
Yeah,
right.
You know what I mean? Like it's just like kind of like they're like you were just like reunited with either at best your little brother or your son. Like so, there should be more of an embrace there. There should have been more of a warm comfort in that scene, which I don't know if many of us felt. It was just like, hey, Hera, how's it going?
Yeah, they were just kind of standing face to face, which again, great moment. But I think a hug would have been exactly not even dialogue, just them embracing for a second. Yeah, I think
something happened between them we don't know about yet.
What do you mean?
Well,
Well, I don't think so because
he was gone.
Yeah, he was gone.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's the first time. Oh yeah, it's the first time they've seen each other. Yeah, since he's since he left, obviously. So so then we get back to
real quick. Sorry, do y'all think that Chopper? Like, I didn't think about this until after I realized it was Ezra. But do you think Chopper knows it's Ezra, and that's why he goes up to the stormtrooper?
Oh, for sure. There was definitely a moment where he was like all like standoffish, and then the moment he because he does the sway up to him, like he's like trying to get the feel for him. I felt like, and the moment like he goes out and the hand extends, like he knows.
I want to go back and watch that and see if he puts Chopper's dialogue in the subtitles.
God, that'd be awesome.
Earlier in the season, you could understand what Chopper was saying.
Oh, yeah, definitely understand him. Yeah, but he says something when he's touching him. His head's moving. He's talking.
Yeah, I couldn't understand.
I think he says something to him like, "Dude, take the helmet off," or you know what I mean? Like, we know it's you. Stop playing. Like I would love to see if he did just for fun because that's how Chopper is. He would have definitely just been like, "Dude, what are you doing? Take the helmet off."
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what I did love about this moment, actually, more than anything. Once we found out it was Ezra, is the one thing we always see Ezra in is Stormtrooper.
Yes.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Here.
Mhm.
So for that
got
to be
another
the
helmet.
first time he sees Hera again, I thought was really, really cool, actually.
Mhm.
Because they're always sending him on missions and he's always dressed up like a stormtrooper. So I just thought that was a really cool thing
That's
to bring
true.
that back. Yeah.
So then we have in these next like final moments of the show
Yeah.
where it kind of does this whole end off, and I'm curious to see how you guys feel about all of these kind of mini scenes that they give us at the end of this, because
Yeah.
they pan off to Balon and he kind of seems like, oh, Taco.
Hey,
We
Taco!
have a wild
What's
taco.
going on?
Taco.
But I don't know. Are they trying to suggest that the place that Balon has gotten to is the place that is, all holy to his eyes?
Hmm.
I don't
Oh,
know.
did
Dude.
y'all
Him
see?
standing on. Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Did y'all see what those statues are?
I didn't know what they were. No, I mean I saw them, but I didn't know what they were.
What? Is that the
Mortis.
father?
Is
It's
it Mortis?
Mortis. Yes.
Okay, so then it even more goes to my theory.
She knows it because of you, you loser.
But here's the thing that I
Somebody
actually love
had
about
me
that
watch.
moment
He
because
still
he
commenting.
walks out on that finger of the father, right? I guess that's the father.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his face, his emotion, everything he is saying without saying a word is power. Like
Oh
he
yeah.
looks out over that landscape and he just sees power. Like
Yeah.
it's so crazy how he portrays that in that moment.
Yeah.
Without a
Because you can
doubt, but
see it on his
there was
face.
no.
It's
my
not like
issue-
I'm at peace and I'm ready to end this. No, he is like, oh, I can conquer all of this here.
Mhm.
This can all be mine. So, yeah,
Yeah.
I did love that moment with him.
It's just sad that we won't get to see how
That's what
that's
I'm saying. There's
going
no
down.
resolution to his character as of
Yeah.
right now.
I
Unless
don't
they
know.
recast him.
And then at that point, who are you gonna recast? And on top of that, like that's what I said, I have so many more questions for him. I was hoping for like Shin and him to act like Shin to find him and like him have a moment with her where it's like I knew you'd come back, like or something like that. Like I knew this was your path.
Yeah.
Like I wanted that moment between them because I said before, I think she still has much to learn from him.
Mhm.
And I don't know, her just going back and because what they'll probably do is have her lead those raiders, whatever they are, like,
Yeah.
and it's just kind of like I don't know if that's kind of like fitting for her. Like I feel like, to be honest, I think she deserves a bit more than that. You know what I mean? Like, because what happens with this planet? Like, obviously they need to get off, but like, what is this? Where is this going? You know what I mean? Like
Season 2. I'm holding one to hope.
Yeah.
You keep holding, bud.
There's 3 factions fighting each other.
You keep holding, bud.
I know it's not happening, but
Like Lord of the Rings, the Battle of the 5 Armies.
He's gonna be like Sam, just holding Frodo up the entire time.
I want the Balin.
It did
Balin
look like
Shin
Lord of the
versus
Rings anyway with
Ahsoka.
that statue.
I want that Balin and Shin versus Ahsoka Sabine fight so bad.
Well, that's why I wanted Balin and Shin to like get back, together and like form back up.
But we we really don't know. There might be 3 seasons of this. There might be another season. We honestly don't know. They could be building up to all of that.
Oh, I'm sure they can, but guess what? No one's playing Balon as good as him.
Yeah.
Okay, but I mean, yeah. I mean, I
I
agree with you.
I mean,
I agree with you.
Yeah.
They can recast him, but it won't be the same.
Oh, I don't think he'll come back, but I think Shin and those rogues will come back. Those whatever they are.
Yeah.
The Raiders, yeah.
Yeah, the Raiders, yeah.
It's not D&D, they're not rogues.
Who I've seen people say physically, like looks wise, would be a great recast.
Okay.
Cotton from Scream.
No way.
He
Oh, Lord.
really
Lord.
does look like they look a lot alike.
Okay.
I forget his actual name. I just call him Cotton from Scream.
Cotton from Scream. That's great.
Lee
That's great.
Lev Sherber.
Oh,
Schreiber.
he
Yeah,
would be
Lee
great.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, I know who
Lee
Shriver is. Yeah.
Schreiber. Yeah, he would. Be
I can
great.
see that.
Yeah, he got a presence.
I think that would be
I
really
think it would
cool,
have to be
but
another big name. Yeah, that looks somewhat like him. Yeah, I think it would have to be. I think I agree.
It can, it cannot, as long as it has an essence, right?
Let Liam
That's
do
the whole thing. It's got whoever they do, if they continue on the storyline, which I hope they do, because I have so many questions with it. Like I
Yeah.
truly do. Like
Or
Balin
Ron
was
I'm
such a
torn.
great.
I'm torn at this point. I don't know if he's going to do a season 2 or not. Like, there is so much that says he is, and there's so much that says he's not. So it's like I don't really know what to think now.
Well, we won't know until it happens.
Yes.
The only thing that really like kind of cements the fact that he's not doing a second season is the cameo we get. I mean, we've already seen him, but the cameo we get at the very end, him kind of looking over her, which I think that's him kind of saying that's the end. But I hope not. I really hope not. Go ahead.
Except I will say, like, you've kept talking about Mandalorian season 4, but I will say the end of Mandalorian season 3 was very series finale. Like the way that it did that inset with the circle on the frog and showed them sitting on the back porch.
Yeah,
I was like,
sure.
oh, it's done. It's
Yeah,
over.
it's done.
Like that's
Yeah.
it. So if that can go forward and continue with more seasons with that kind of ending, then showing Anakin at the end as a Force ghost, they could totally keep going.
I think they do that for, their, the reasons to just cover their own ass, to be like, all right, if this isn't received well, we have a nice little out and we can end this right here. We don't need to have, like, there's questions, but it's still got a nice enough bow on it where we can just tie it off right here.
Yeah, still waiting on Obi-Wan.
I mean, yeah.
I just had to slide that in there.
Have fun waiting for that.
I can definitely see a scenario where season 2 is Ezra has to get space whales. I mean, and go get Ahsoka. I mean, I can definitely see that happen for sure. I mean, after everything she just went through to go get him, if he doesn't try, he's kind of a dick at this point. I mean, honestly.
100%.
I mean,
now it's just a matter of like. It's a matter of doing it before, I think, these movies, because like I think they need to get back before they deal with this Thrawn epidemic or whatever you want to fucking call it.
That's the thing. I don't know. Is the movie him is that them having to stop him reanimate this whole army?
I don't think it's stopping them reanimate
this whole army and then actually
100%.
keep them out.
I think it is that battle.
I think it's going to be the battle for sure.
Yeah.
But I'm
I
saying
hope so.
they're going to need to get them before this battle happens. Well, I think
that's what I'm hoping. Yes,
they're going to need to be in the store, like back and set up before these movies begin, in my opinion. Because to even make it a side plot in the movies to get Ahsoka and Sabine would probably take away from the overall premise of what these movies should be set up around.
That's true.
And again, I don't know. Yeah, because Skeleton Crew, New Republic, Mandalorian season 4, and that movie's coming out 2026. He's saying. Filoni said.
That's what I'm trying to look up right now.
I think that's when he said. I think again. I don't 100%.
Untitled Star Wars film. On Wikipedia, it says nothing.
Okay.
It says nothing.
Nothing.
Okay. So
is
Let-
currently planned, is what it says.
Oh yeah, it's definitely. I mean, they
That's all
announced
it
it.
says.
Okay, all right.
Things will happen.
Yeah, so I mean, depending on how much time they have, I guess is really what it's going to come down to. I mean, we're not going to get 3 seasons of Ahsoka, but we might get a second one.
Yeah.
We could. I mean, it's not guaranteed, but we could.
I hope we do, to be honest.
Oh, I
'cause
do
like
too.
I said, I have way too many questions about people's characters and where they left off with things to just not get at least something to summarize all of this. Because, like I said, I'm really curious. Like I said, we know where Balin is, but why is he there? What is the purpose
Yeah.
of him being there? And what is he truly there to conquer? And what power is there for him to gain?
Yeah.
Shin,
Yeah.
is this really her last point? Is she just going to be the leader of the Raiders on a planet that is basically barren from what we can understand? Because, like, I feel like if there were other people besides these Raiders or something else, like, Ezra would have found a town maybe by now.
But they're in a whole
Yeah.
new galaxy. This isn't the only planet.
That's true. That's
So-
true.
And they do have a spaceship.
Yeah.
If they need to fix
I'm
that.
telling you, that
But
fuel
again,
is
you know.
gonna run out.
That part too.
Like
I don't
eventually.
know, man. Like, yeah, I don't know what they're going to. Yeah. I
Just gonna start looking at the little bug people and be like, fuel? Fuel.
Yeah.
Gas?
Where's Ezra?
It's like, how do you get these things to move?
Yeah. Good question.
Where's this fuel source?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, I don't know.
She deserves at least 3 seasons. 'Cause she's a popular character, so.
What if like Ahsoka and Sabine just wake up one morning and Balin just took the ship and bounced?
Oh God.
He just took the ship and left in the middle of the night on him.
You know what I would really love?
That'd
If
be
Balin finds this like immense power, but it's like almost like this light-sided power, and it kind of like pulls him back almost, and like his character meets back up with them on the planet and is just like, listen, join me in this new Knight's Order or some shit like that.
Yeah.
That'd be really nice.
Yeah.
It's
And
like
then
I
you
said,
have- yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, like, I just think I never truly thought he was an evil character.
Oh no.
He may have been persuaded by power, but he was
Yeah.
never truly like a dark-sided person.
No.
No.
Shin was.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 And I'm glad they kept her bad. I'm glad she didn't get her redemption. Because for a couple episodes there, I was worried they were turning her, and I was like, "No, please don't. Just let her be
no.
bad. She's so good at it. Just let her do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just let her do it. Let her have
And
fun."
I mean, we do need those characters.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
Especially now they're talking about doing episode 11, 10, 11, and 12 with Rey and all that.
Yeah.
You can't like that's always been my thing. Okay, so Palpatine and Vader are like the last 2, and then all of a sudden there's 100 more. It's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Just let it be populated. Like, just let there be Force users out there. There's
And
good
then
and
you
bad
doing
ones.
this,
Right.
make Ben a
They
lightsaber.
keep saying, "Oh no, there's only these 2. There's only these 3. There's only these 2," and then it's like, wait a minute, what about these 1,500 that are just hanging out?
Yeah, that you guys just
What are
know
you
they keep
talking about?
popping out Jedi's and Force wielders like it's no one's business. Like,
I know.
I'm sorry,
Everybody
it
has
used to
the
go.
Force now.
Yeah, it used to
Not
be like there
special.
was only like probably a good like maybe 2 handfuls of Jedi. Now like
Yeah.
everyone's a Jedi.
Everyone's a Jedi.
We haven't had a Mandalorian Jedi since the very first one. Now we have 2.
Mm-hmm.
2.
Like 17.
Grogu,
Grogu?
and
Oh,
yeah.
you're
Oh,
including
technically,
Grogu.
yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
No, he's
100%.
Mandalorian.
I do not count Grogu as anything else but a Mandalorian.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
Gotcha.
Baby Yo-Yo.
not mad about that.
But like during the prequels, I mean, there were thousands, tens of thousands of Jedi.
Yeah.
So why shouldn't there be a number of them that survived Order 66
Absolutely.
who had babies and then they're force sensitive and they're hidden, but then they like pop up and it's like, oh, force powers.
Yeah. Well, not to mention, it's not like Order
Correct on the way
66
to the
like
Jedi.
got rid of the Force.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like before that, Jedi couldn't, for that few hundred years or whatever, Jedi couldn't, have babies, couldn't be in love, but people were still force you. Like people, so
People were born Force users
yeah.
even
So it's
without
like
Force
then
using
all of a sudden
parents.
for like
Yeah.
20 years, there
That's
was
a good point.
nobody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like why?
Yeah.
But why? It's not
True.
Order 66 didn't end the force, it just ended a group of the force.
That is true. That's a
So,
good way to
It's always again, this is me completely nitpicking and just having fun. Like I'm not it's all good crap. Because it's all fun, but yeah, it's the little things like those that just like Ahsoka not being there. Like I've said it 100 times. Ahsoka and Luke should have walked into that throne room against Vader and Palpatine. That's who should have been in. That's
yeah.
how that should have went down. She's alive. She's around, and you're telling me she doesn't feel her old apprentice's son? Nah, I can't believe that. I can never believe that. So it's hard, but I love the way we ended this finally, guys. I really do. Other than the fact that I don't think we're getting a second season yet, I'm still holding on to hope that the whole second season is called Ezra. It's not even Ahsoka. It's just called Ezra, and it's him. It's the exact same thing, just him into that. That's what I want.
I'd be so mad. I'd be so mad.
Yeah. At least ease up on
Because
that.
now the excuse will be like, well, we can't send resources over there because we have to deal with Thrawn.
Yeah.
Well, we could.
Oh, they're never
But
going
if
for
we
that.
would have just sent resources, dude, and had to deal with this problem.
Although we could get Rebels live action, actually called Rebels, and you get Hera, Ezra, Chopper, and Zeb,
Where the
Finally.
and Zeb,
Yeah.
and the Ghost to go look for Sabine and Ahsoka.
Yes.
God,
That could be the
that'd
final
cool.
season of Rebels.
I'm
Yeah.
so mad about Zeb
Do it already.
being in this.
Yes.
Like you have no idea how mad I am that Zeb was not even
Oh, I was. Yeah, I'm the Hera didn't go with him,
registered.
honestly.
Like you're telling me that he was okay. He was just with the commander in one of the other in the other shows in The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
And now we have the same commander, and he's not with him, and we're just gonna not address the fact that he fucking should.
Yeah, he's still in the bar drinking.
Yeah,
He's
just passed out.
Yeah, he's still in the bar drinking. He became an alcoholic.
Marie, do you remember when Celebration happened and they released the Ahsoka trailer there? They showed Thrawn. They apparently showed Hera like in a in probably the Ghost cockpit with Jace. But I specifically remember them talking about Zeb was there also in that trailer.
I don't.
And again,
remember.
I could be wrong, but I feel like I remember that happening, like him, because I don't know. Again, and I think we all agree, doesn't make sense that he's not there. We just saw him in Mandalorian. Like,
yeah, he's
why
in the
wouldn't
bar.
he be there? Like, if Ezra's name was mentioned around him, he would have been out that door so fast.
Oh yeah.
He would have been on his way. So, or Hera, or Ahsoka. I mean, you say any of those names to him, oh, they're on a special mission. He's out. Like, there's no way he's sticking around. He's like, oh, well, I got to go with them. So, yeah, it is a little tough that they didn't bring him. But that would be a cool way, though, if they brought them back together to go now find Sabine and Ahsoka. That would be fun.
It'd be nice, but guess what? Just like your season 2, I don't think so.
No.
Jeez.
Filoni has given us some pretty cool stuff though so far. So you never know with him, man. You just never know with him.
Open of season 2.
Dude, he might say literally after his movie drops that Rebels live action's coming out the next week. Like he's that crazy, man. He doesn't. So I don't know. I could see something crazy like that happening.
But yes, as
please don't make the Rey trilogy, guys. That's all we're saying here. Don't make the Rey trilogy. Don't do it.
See, Marie's not behind that. Marie's like, I'll take him.
No, because
I mean, I'm wearing the Force Ghost Rise of Skywalker shirt.
I love Rey as a character. I truly do. She really is a great character.
Yes.
But like you said, there's a lot of things she doesn't earn, and those movies are just so bad around her. It's not her fault.
No.
I like all the new 3. I think the new 3 are great.
Yeah.
and BB-8. Like, I just think
Yeah.
the movies aren't great around them.
No, and Finn wasn't a Jedi.
Nope.
Like, if we got really
I'm
good
hoping
movies in those big
that-
three, we
And
would
I'm
have a
just
totally
saying
new big
that.
three right now. We
I
would have
didn't
a
know
whole
what
new generation.
trigger me, Ahsoka,
He
because like
had the lightsaber.
she knows
And then
that,
they
like once
said,
to say what
never
the
He
mind.
is, but he is a Jedi. He just
is.
well, he's a Force user, but
Yes.
what makes me sad
They
is
copped out
that
on it.
man is never going to work for Star Wars again.
Nope.
Ever.
why.
And because of political
Oh, yes.
issues with Disney and Lucasfilm. But
Just the fact that they screwed him over as a character.
Yeah,
Man. They built him
and-
up in the first movie and then just
That's
kind of
what I'm
just said
talking
bye
about.
in the
They
second two.
copped out on that character.
yeah, like he should have straight up had
Him
a
and
lightsaber
Poe.
at the end of Rise of Skywalker.
Yes.
But because he is a Force user. So so unfortunately he's never going to work for Disney again unless some crazy God knows what happens. I don't
Like-
know, but
I mean, they can get another
I don't
character.
know about you guys,
I
but
mean,
I
they
thought
can
for
replace him.
sure. I thought for sure they were setting up like a Luke and Han situation with Finn and Poe. Like it just seemed like
They were
they
trying.
had that like buddy, kind of aspect to them, and they were like the banter was there, and they
Yeah.
worked well together, and like then they just kind of took it away from us, and I was just like really fucking.
They
I
did,
kind of-
they-
I thought Poe
Why?
and Leia were better together. Not together, but like just
Yeah.
them.
Okay.
He's way more like Han Solo than anybody. Than what's his Taron Egerton was, or whatever his name is. Taron Egerton.
Joel.
Uh,
Wait, who?
Solo.
Oh,
Harrison
Alden
Ford?
Ehrenreich.
Alden Ehrenreich. He's way more Solo
Man,
than
I
Alden
erased that
Ehrenreich
movie
was.
from my.
Which I thought that would have been cool because we do see it, but them two, I think, was the because that's the Han and Leia dynamic from the original trilogy.
Yeah.
It's Poe and Leia because she quick to smack him in the face when he made
Well, yeah, for
falls
sure.
back. Like that's Leia, and that's Leia and Han for me. Like that was, I love their relationship, and I thought Rey and
Finn?
Finn were going to be more like I don't even know. I guess
Romantic.
no, not romantic. I mean, maybe
They
towards the end
kinda
I thought
hinted
that
at
more,
that,
but
then they took it away.
just
Storm
like partners, like buddy,
pilot,
buddy,
every day,
like we're both
all
Jedi.
day.
We both can do some shit. Like let's go.
Yes, I wanted
let's
them
shoot
to
it up
fight
together.
side by side with lightsabers.
Oh my god! If her and
That
Finn
would've been-
again
oh, yeah.
walk in at the end of that, oh my god! I would have been like,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
let's do it. Let's go, Finn.
But they took
Like-
it away from them.
See what
Yeah.
they took away from me, and they
Uh-huh.
gave it to us in the novels, and then like so many hardcore hints. And then they almost did it in Rise of Skywalker, and Poe and Finn never kissed, and it made me so mad.
Oh
I
yeah, I
was
heard
like,
they were going to do
"Oh
that.
my god!"
Yeah,
Like Finn and Poe together forever. Like I will
Yeah,
die
they
on that
were going
hill.
to do that at first, and then I think something changed. Yeah.
Oh my
They got
god! In
scared
the
is what
books,
happened.
their chemistry is just like, whoo.
They got scared.
Oh,
is what
boy.
happened.
Hubba.
Yeah, the stage.
Well, my favorite thing in the trilogy is that literally Rey and Poe meet in the first one, and then in the third one they meet for the first time, or the second one they meet for the first, something like that. Like
Oh,
they meet at
that
the end of the
weird-
first one, and then
yeah,
the
that
second
weird
one they're
thing.
like, "Oh, hey, I've never met you before. What's your name?" In the what?
I
Just
think
that-
they just had too many hands on these films. Too many hands,
Yeah.
too many cooks in the
Yeah,
kitchen.
oh, it was, yeah.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
got messy.
Anyway, we're not here to shit on
I was
this.
gonna say I literally was gonna say the same thing. We are not here to talk about that.
All right.
We were here to talk about Ahsoka.
Oh,
Ahsoka!
yeah.
Same
Ending with
universe.
Annie!
Same
Yay!
universe.
I do still think this is probably up there for me. I think even though maybe this episode wasn't 100% what I wanted and expected, I do feel like this show got better and better and better as it kept going. And I do think they did finish somewhat strong with the few flaws that we mentioned, obviously. But
Yeah.
I don't think anything ruined this for me, I guess, would be, you know what I mean? I don't think it ruined the show. I don't think it ruined the experience for me. So overall, I'm pretty high on this. I mean, I would probably say this is a good 9 out of 10 for me overall. This show overall.
I agree.
Hard
Yeah.
10 out of 10 for me.
10 for you? Okay, and that's great. That's
Okay.
great.
To
Yeah,
me,
again, there's
what about
little
you?
things that I think don't make it a 10 for me. But again, overall, I can't be mad at it. I love so much.
7 or 8 because I wanted longer fight scenes.
Well, hey, that's fair. That's fair.
I'll
That's
be biased
fair.
about that.
I did want to see Ahsoka go crazy at least once in this. Like, and we've seen her, but I wanted to see just Rosario really get a chance to go.
I felt like half the fighting was in slow motion anyway. It was like they were counting these steps, like 1, 2, 3, 4.
I actually
They
wanted
were
to bring
more
that
like
up to you guys
katas.
because she has been begging to play this part for what 15 years now on Twitter.
Yeah.
Wow.
Rosario Dawson, she's been begging for this part.
Oh.
She finally gets it, and all she gets is 3 cameos and a season. I kind of think that's not right. Like, we finally get probably the best portrayal, at least live action portrayal we're going to get.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what else can you do? Go back in time with her? I don't want to see now somebody young player. You know, I mean, I love this version of Ahsoka. So I
What
don't know. It's
about
kind of hard.
her owl showing up?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, the sister. Yes,
That
the
was pretty
sister is
cool.
with her.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe that's like a sign of something to come. Who knows?
Yes.
That's what I mean. We don't.
Could
It's
be.
so crazy because you don't know.
Yeah, and then bring Obi-Wan back.
So I said, there's a
Because I'm still waiting on it. Me and the 10 people, we still waiting on it.
If we get a hello there at
May
some point in
11.
this show, that would be amazing. Just
Yeah.
the Force goes, hello there. I would
Yeah.
like,
I
yes.
just like him.
Does it
Oh,
make sense?
Ewan
I don't
McGregor
care.
as Obi-Wan will always be amazing. I'll
Yeah.
take it in any
That's what I'm
fat
saying.
form.
That's why I'm like, I don't care what you write. Just
Dude,
bring
let
back-
Ewan McGregor put on the whole white beard and just let him just say hello there.
Hello there.
Hello there, Padawan.
So,
Oh my god. If he said that to Ahsoka, everybody will lose it.
Oh my God.
I don't care if it makes sense or not. Like they
I
can literally
have
talk
the
about
high
something
ground.
like I want to see it.
Anakin, I have the high ground.
You are the chosen one. I still recite that every time something goes bad.
I have a planet,
When it
Anakin.
goes bad, I'm like, you were the chosen one. You know?
Oh, you were supposed to bring balance to the Force, not the
Yeah.
show.
Stop panicking,
Oh.
Anakin.
Sorry. Couldn't quote that part. Anyway, guys, thank you so much though for coming. Anybody else have anything to say? I want to make sure we get everybody's last thoughts in.
Nope.
So
You got
Ahsoka
everything.
season 2 and Obi-Wan season 2.
Yes.
I
Will
just
not let it
loved
die.
getting when she said at the end, like I feel just shadows in starlight. And I was like, oh my God, they're gonna show Anakin. Oh my God. And I was like, please. And they did. And I was like,
Yeah.
yes.
No CGI.
I was so excited.
or just Hayden.
He teaches Sabine how to use the Force, and Sabine goes fucking nuts in the next season. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm holding on to it. If I can find any string that'll lead to a second season, I'm holding on
Yeah.
to it.
Yeah,
I'm
Obi-Wan.
literally gonna
Yeah.
tug it.
Don's gonna have like the very first petition just started. Make
Yeah.
sure
I mean,
season
like,
2
if the whole second season is Sabine, Ezra, Ahsoka, and Luke sitting in a circle talking about Jedi shit for 8 episodes, I will watch every second of that and love it.
Yeah, and Obi-Wan for no reason.
Literally, nothing has to happen but them talking in a circle, and I would just
You
be
just
like,
want
Them talking in a
Obi-Wan so
circle.
bad.
like, how do you use the Force? And when
This should be a drinking
I was
game.
so-
How many times to me you gonna say Obi-Wan?
Hey,
I'd be pretty
you
drunk
say
right
Obi-Wan
now.
here. We love Obi-Wan. No,
Yeah,
Obi-Wan gets all love. That's another one, man. Ewan McGregor's still young. Let him.
He is. Just bring Obi-Wan back. Bring it back. Damn it.
Wait, what are we bringing back? I'm sorry.
Obi-Wan.
Season 2,
Okay,
Season
sorry, I
2,
lost
Liam
track
Take
of
Neeson
another
it.
and
shot.
Obi-Wan and Ewan McGregor in a desert together. It's just two people in a desert
Yeah.
together training.
Let
That's
him
all
be
it is.
Baylor. I don't care.
All the,
I
and
guess
the
I'll
camel
see.
thing that he's riding. That's all. That's the only three things alive. No
Bring
shit.
Obi-Wan back.
It just turns out that
Take a
Balon was Ewan McGregor this whole time. It's just Obi-Wan.
Oh god.
Oh my god.
All right, guys. Let's finish this up. Let's wrap this up. Guys, thank you so much again for joining us here, talking about this crazy show that we all love, obviously. Padawan Frito, Tamika, Marie Wilson. Guys, thank you again for coming on this journey with me and Jason. We appreciate you guys coming with us and talking about this every week because it's been a crazy run of a show. So
Yeah.
but guys, tell them where they can find you. Tamika's go ahead, start with you.
Go ahead, Marie.
No, okay, all right. Marie, go ahead. Sorry.
You can find me on Twitter/X at Alia Morgaine. And that is where you can find updates on my YouTube channel, Afra's Artifacts, where I talk about queer Star Wars. And yes, I do have an entire episode all about Finn and Poe. And it's pretty great. Goes into the books. So yeah, I'm still on a little bit of a hiatus from that just because life is crazy, but I think I'm going to be able to figure something out to get back into it. So
yes. Awesome. Yes.
You can find me here.
Oh, Jason, go ahead.
Yeah, because Tamika's going to say she's going to crash on people's couches.
Are you trying to steal my lines? We rehearsed this.
Yes, you can catch me here on the Multiverse of Geekdom. You can catch me on Gaming in the Multiverse here in Multiverse of the Geekdom, and other shit that we do because we do things.
We do things.
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes
we do trailers. We do all kinds of stuff here, guys. Seriously, check us out. We are still planning for Titans of the Turf season 2. We are definitely still want to do that, like we talked about now for a while. We just got to get everything together, guys.
Yes.
But yeah, we do have so much stuff going on here, guys. As you can see, Jedi Academy, like he said, Gaming in the Multiverse, all the trailer reactions, all the other reactions we do. So please check us out. Hit that like and subscribe button down below. We are still trying to get to 500. All the help is appreciated. We love all you guys. But till next time, may the force be with you. I think that's the best way to end this one. And I am behind. Sorry. Yeah, right. I'm so far behind.
Fuck yeah.
Bring back Obi-Wan.